Hello and welcome to the Punters Guide. And you may just notice it's one with a little bit of a difference because we've wheeled them out in the middle of winter, such has been the big three. Jason Weaver's alongside us. Jason, you know what? It's great though, isn't it, that ITV will put these 8 races on Saturday. Fingers crossed they get the go-ahead. The big three's ruling out all the jumps action, but still our armchair punters are being catered for.
Yeah, that's key, isn't it? We're getting very close to Christmas, and we need everybody to be enjoying their racing at home and with the tough conditions that we've had. Obviously, the jump racing has suffered dramatically. Thankfully, the all weather. Am I allowed to say it's all weather? I don't know, but when we have
Most
an
weather.
absolute most weather, yeah, we've had some extremes. It's been incredibly tough and cold for everybody, but thankfully, the show rolls on. Touch wood, we roll, and we have 8 good races today. They're tough, they're competitive.
Yeah, there will be a 7:30 inspection at Lingfield in the morning, but we have got listed action on the card. So let's start with the first of the ITV races at 1:15. It's a 5 furlong handicap. Plenty of these in good form, yet just struggling to get their head in front. I mean, I was originally drawn to Corinthian Knight. I mean, how the mighty have fallen. Here he is now for mark of just 67-year-old, thinking he's run in a Breeders' Cup in a previous guise, but a real tough sprint handicap to open proceedings.
Yeah, the horse you mentioned, he's won 17. He was behind Declaration of War, wasn't he, in the juvenile turf sprint? He's won over in Bro Park. He's won over in France. He's been a wonderful old horse. And the young lad, Sidney Cale, who was on board, is looking for his first win. So I just feel he may be getting used as a bit of a schoolmaster, if you like. Amor de Mi Vida managed to win, 6-time winner all told. And it was a real one of those races where it was a perfect setup. They went real quick, and the jockey was able to ride the second sort of draft into the race. Pepper Steak is the lightly paced from 5. See that one pushing forward. And then you've got Buick and Hughes, bound to be punted off the boards, has been handed the coffin box way out, stall number 10. So he's going to need to go from there. I just thought that Conrad Allen's horses have been in great form recently. He runs Mixed Spirit. Mixed Spirit has won a few races around here at Lingfield. I think we get a good jockey upgrade to Sean Levy. I'm a big fan of his. Most importantly, he's not one-dimensional. They can ride him from the front. If that happens, they can drop him in. And I think that may just prove the winning key in a tricky opener.
Yeah, of course, this one, of course, finished second when we saw him on Monday at Mixed Spirit. So that's for Jason, the 1:15. Move on to the 1:50, and then we are over 6 furlongs, the upper furlong and tripping. This kind of centres around the top weight, Admirable Lad, who was beating his hat-trick bid when we last saw him a couple of weeks ago. Can he bounce back here for Chelsea Banham?
He probably can. We're in Class 6 company. This has got to be the hardest race on the card. You're delving into pedigrees. I want to give Perfect Symphony a chance, but his record off the back of a bit of a break is not particularly good. Second time is normally the one to catch him. Lothian is a long way below his last winning mark, so has to go well for the Atwater team. And the horse you mentioned, Admirable Lad, at least he's been winning. There are a whole host of chances in here. They're the ones that are probably the 3 we've mentioned there will be 1, 2, 3 in the market, I should imagine. If you're shying away from them, I know that Twilight Mischief is drawn in the car park, so it's going to be really tough from then. And you've got Pusey Street, a daughter of Equiano, who's coming out of stall number 7. Now, they're 2 huge prices, just very small stakes, each way plays in a wide open sprint. I just think we haven't seen the best of those 2 runners. One of them comes from a really good sprint academy, Henry Candy. And Pusey Street, she didn't run too bad at Chelmsford last time, and it's her first try around here, which may well just bring about a bit of improvement. Pusey Street Lady, you remember, was a multiple winner for the trainer a good few years ago. So Twilight Mischief, Pusey Street, they're 2 each-way plays, because I don't think, to be honest, it's going to take a lot of winning.
Yeah, Major Pusey was another one in those silks as well, wasn't it? Yeah, I do like the angle there. Big prices each way. Right, move on to a 1.5 mile handicap at 225. Big field here, the maximum of 14. And interesting, this Unsa Quaim, who showed absolutely zip off the mark at the 15th attempt, and now he's one of the market leaders for this, what looks a competitive handicap.
There are two horses in the lineup here going to take the absolute lion's share of the market. Umsaquame, who you mentioned, and Vision of Hope. One of them has cost £2,000 at the sales. Vision of Hope was with the Tate team. Couple of runs over inadequate trips, takes a massive jump up in distance out of a mare who won over further. So there's every reason, why did that improve after 3 runs, George? Oh, well, look at the pedigree. The mum used to win over much further. There we go. That's your easy answer there. And Umsaquame was running over 6, 7 and a mile, jumps up to the 1.5 miles, goes and wins. Another one that came from a big stable, Roger Varian, into the Jean-Rain Ouvray stable last time. I just find when you look at these, Matt, I thought Ship to Shore at the prices. I don't know what you've got for me. I'm thinking around about 14, 16, maybe even a little bit bigger, somewhere around there. I want an each way play. I want a horse that's lightly raced, has gone well for the jockey, and has got that pinch of that little wriggle room for a bit of improvement. The Ship to Shore didn't run bad over this trip at Southwell a couple of starts ago for this rider. And Vision of Hope, it's a guess. Can it improve? It may well do, but it only cost £2,000 at the sales. And Umsaquame has got to back up something it's never done before. So an each way price.
Ship to Shore then, carefully you say it, in the 225. Right, 3 o'clock, we've got 6 fillies heading to the 10 furlong start. This is the Winter Oaks Trial. There's only 6 go. Viola in here, tops the weight. It's going to give a lot of weight to it, but she's been banging heads with some top quality group mares on the turf. 2 that stand out though, C Serena, lightly raced William Haggis, and the winning machine of George Bowie's, that is Queen of Ipanema.
Yeah, it's interesting. When this was had its first run, if you like, last year, Viola managed to win it. It was at Southwell over the 1.3 miles. Comes here for the first time, 1.25 miles. And right, she is the class act in this particular lineup. And I know that the rider is fairly confident. If you look at it from a ratings perspective, she would be the easy starting point. C Serena, I saw that run at Thirsk when she won a couple. She went up to Thirsk, was fancied, was really soft ground. They came over to the stands rail. That track can also catch them out a little bit on the undulations up around the top turn. So we can't pigeonhole her as she's at the top of her game at the moment. She could easily be much the best in this lineup. Queen of Ipanema has come a long way and done really well for George Bowie, has won the bonus £20,000 for winning most horse on the all-weather for the previous month, so they've collected already. And the ones down the bottom are not, at least they're in form. I just have a feeling that Sweet Fantasy could improve again. She got to the front at Southwell last time. She snaked and ran all over the place coming up towards the line. She's just the type. There's no pace in here. I couldn't see anything that was guaranteed to go on. If you stay further, admittedly, you can get them beat if you go too quick early. It's just got to be a gradual tempo increase on the way round. We get the pocket rocket Franny Norton on board because she has a lightweight to carry. I think she can make all, and she just might have a bit too much class for these.
There we are then. Sweet Fantasy, one of 4 last time at winners in there to go back to back in that Winter Oaks Trial. In the feature race of the day, it's all the 3s. The 333 is the listed Quebec Stakes over 10 furlongs. Only the 6 again go to post, but you've got usual suspects in here, Forest of Dean and Harrovian. We've got Algiers, who won at York when I was there back in October. And Tyson Fury, a really interesting one. Ran in St. Leger, didn't he? Only been seen once this year, 5 weeks ago.
Yeah, they all ran. Algiers was second. He just got gazumped, didn't he, right on the line. Forest of Dean was close up. Harrovian and then Tyson Fury. That's how they finished when they were staggered together fairly recently. The 2 girls down the bottom, Yorkshire Lady would need to improve. Making Me Do It is interesting because she's definitely improving and going the right way for Harry Eustace, Hayley Turner on board. Come an awful long way from winning a maiden at Brighton. But Algiers is going to be a red-hot favourite, I think. Probably a little bit unlucky that he got caught right on the line last time when he'd sort of gone forward. He's the Jebel Ali Mile winner. He is going to be tight at the top of the market. Now, we've got a jockey switch. Buick gets on Harrovian, and we've got Havlin, who gets on Forest of Dean, who Buick rode last time. He's a previous Winter Derby winner in 2021, Forest of Dean, and he was way out of his ground, and he tried to come from the back of the pack last time. Look, he's got about 6 or 7 lengths to turn the form around. I think that'll have blown the cobwebs away. I'm not sure where the pace is going to go, come from. If Algiers doesn't go up on the front end, Forest of Dean just possibly could get away on the front underneath Robert Havlin. I think he'd be flying under the radar a little bit.
Oh, yeah, then, yeah, two for John and Thady Gosden going with Forest of Dean then in the listed Quebec stakes. So that's Lingfield's 5 races. We've got 3 at Chelmsford as well. We talked about the Classics handicap at Lingfield. Well, got a few at Chelmsford to try and decipher, I'm afraid, Jace. The first are over a mile at 2:05. It's Betfred sponsored as well, the Betfred Merry Christmas handicap. And this obviously centres around Vitesse de Sun, who's trying to supplement Wolverhampton winnings from Monday.
Yeah, I think that, look, you got the £5 penalty, was absolutely punted off the boards or strong in the market anyway, and did manage to collect last time for a team that are going great, having by far and away their best ever season. I think probably Robin Brisland has got the key to this race, hasn't he? He's got the pace angle with Bombastic. He's also got Nick Vedder, who has managed to win over a variety of distances and is really well handicapped. Now, I think he's won over 6, 7, as far as a mile, gone close actually, over a mile and a quarter. But I'm unconvinced as to what his best trip is and to whether he will turn up on the day. But he's got both angles covered, a front runner and one that likes to drop in. For me, I think that Lake Sand, who goes in here for Ali Strong and the team, Luke Morris, came from a way back last time here at this course and distance. Just was caught wide, always on a wing, was the only one to really catch the eye down towards the centre of the track late on. Well handicapped. Both of his wins have come around here. Goes in the familiar colours of Lawrence Bellman. Every reason to expect with the Sniper, who had his 2000th winner the other day at Lingfield. What a brilliant milestone for him to go along with the Arc success and everything else. Lake Sand, yeah, the Sniper, Morris gets on board. And I remember asking Freddie Tilitsky, I said, why do they call him the Sniper, Freddie? He said, if he's on one of Prescott's fancied ones, he can get you from 100 yards, he said.
But yeah, it's been a fantastic 2022 for Luke Morris, that milestone. And of course, that Arc success. But hopefully, it's a winner with Lake Sand in the opener at Chelmsford. And move on to the 240. I mentioned about old-time sprints. I mentioned Corinthian Night Run. I've got Astilio in here. He's fallen down as well to a mark of 70. But short price favourite likely here. Lord Paramount being found in the market in all 4 of his starts. Winner last time out. Handicap debut. Has the handicapper made a potential rick here, Jason?
Yes, I think that's a fair point, isn't it? 70, what was off 70 when winning last time in a little race at Wolverhampton. Looked really good, won easy, did everything right. Comes from a big team. He's a likely pace angle. I thought Got No Dollars did run a fair race last time at Kempton and has a bit more experience, a bit more seasoning, if you like. Luke Catton, who was on board, has had 12 winners, his best campaign to date. Stuart Williams' team are going really well. So he'd be the danger, if you like. But Lord Paramount is going to be the cornerstone of many an acca on the cards at Lingfield and at Chelmsford.
He certainly is, yes. It looks like the one to beat, certainly in that 240. A very different outlook to the 315, though. A 6 furlong handicap, 14 go to post. Looking at around about 5-2 on the field here. How long did it take you to look through this race?
A long time. And horses that are still maidens have attracted a bit of support. You got Black Box, Secret Tryst, View from the Stars, Elegant Ellen, and Maybe Tonight are all still maidens coming in here. They've had a variety of different amount of runs between them. Look, when you're giving Shamshon a real good chance in here at the age of 11, that tells you what sort of contest we are dealing with. So I've gone for 2 completely different angles in the market. He is one of them, because he is in form. He's been handed a really good stall position in 4. I think that he'll get a perfect draft into the race, and the young lad has already proven that he can get him to go forward. And there's one making a start for the new stable and very well handicapped is Delegate the Lady for Robin Brisland and William Cox. Now, she was with Michael Atwater. She knows how to win. She has got winning course and distance form as well from a perch that is a good bit higher. The question mark, is she going to be fit off a layoff? She has won off a layoff. She's also got beat off a layoff. So I couldn't say it was the the strongest angle in, but she's dangerously well treated. And at the prices, I thought, you can keep a close eye on Black Box, also coming from the stable. Is that one going to get supported strongly in the market? And that'll give us a line in. But Delegate the Lady, each way play.
There we go. Then a couple against the field then in that 3:15 at Chelmsford. So last Saturday's racing before Christmas, which is the strongest bet on the card to try and give us some festive funds.
I think that Ship to Shore at a massive price is going to be overlooked in the 225 because Vision of Hope is a horse who's got a massive amount of potential, and Umsaquain is bidding to back something up that it hadn't done previously. So at around about 16s, I thought Ship to Shore was the wrong price. And when I was looking at the girls a little bit earlier on, that Sweet Fantasy, she just kept coming back off the page. She won with a good deal in hand. And look, she's got to beat some fillies who've proven to be a bit better. We're in a handicap. Do I think she's in front of the handicapper? Yes.
There we are then. It's half the battle for ahead of the handicapper, Sweet Fantasy, in the Winter Oaks round. Before I do let you go, the World Cup final. It's on a knife edge, isn't it? Argentina, France. It's a pick-em game. Penalties may be required. Messi and Mbappe, nothing to choose between them. What's the Weaver angle in on the World
Cup? How on earth did Mbappe manage to outpace Kyle Walker down the far side? I mean, Walker's an absolute greyhound anyway, isn't he, right? But Mbappe's obviously got a bit of Saluki in there or something. I don't know. He just absolutely winged it down the far side. I love watching Messi. He's clocking and judging what is going on the whole time. It's fantastic to see. Look, it was a shocker. I'm a taffy. We went out like a pub team. We had an absolute shocker. I was roaring on England, believe it or not. Oh dear, I think Kane's Panos just landed in my back garden. What an absolute beast that was, Rose Ed. Hey ho, it happens. It's going to be a cracker. Definitely going to be goals. And I'm gonna go Argentina. Go on, Argentina.
He's sticking with the Albi Celeste then, and Argentina, Lionel Messi is magic to watch. Right, thanks to Jason for joining us. It is our final show before Christmas, so wish a Merry Christmas to all our Punters Guide viewers, and hopefully we can lock in a few festive funds for the very busy Christmas period. Wherever you're back in this weekend, best of luck.